West Yorkshire, the birthplace and childhood playground of poet Ted Hughes. It was the fields, woods and moorlands of this childhood landscape that provided much of the inspiration for his later work. I came to Hebden Bridge to meet Donald Crossley, one of Hughes' childhood friends.
There was no television, the wireless was in its infancy, no television, no motor cars to jump in. Everybody walked to school. I mean, nowadays the roads are full of cars for school. But those days in the 30s were idyllic. We played out. I'd go and knock on young Teddy's door and say, "Is Teddy playing out?" Or I'd go up to Derek's house and say, "Is Derek playing out?" And you played till it went dark. All kinds of games.
Ted corresponded with Donald in later life, reflecting on their shared childhood and the valley they played in together as boys.
Right, this is what I'm looking for. Just hold that gate. It was in Crinworth Dean, camping on that level, under a little cliff, beside the road going up, in about 1937 or earlier, that I had the dream that turned later into all my writing. Sacred place for me.
So that place that he's talking about there...
We're going into that valley. Yes, we shall go into that valley, yeah.
The first places of childhood seem to be like a prism through which every other landscape we encounter is understood. It's where we're from. It's a part of us.
And, of course, he writes so well about these things he saw when he was so young. The hawk at height hangs his still eye. His wings hold all creation in a weightless quiet, as an hallucination in the streaming air. That's magic, isn't it?
As adults, we strive to recapture our first simple responses to nature. Some of the joy of wild swimming is in returning to a childlike state of wonder, of adventure and discovery.
It's quite a haunting ride at the moment.
Yeah.
I grew up swimming down the River Colne, which ran through my father's dairy farm. My brother and I used to go on these expeditions, and you could chart the entire length of the farm, I think in the way that children do. So we had a sort of treasure map of, spots that we would hit all the way down. So we started off going underneath this bridge, Humpback Bridge, where we sort of shout a lot. And then you get pushed towards some waterfalls, have to scrabble to get out before you got pushed over the side. Down through a straight where we could kind of sprint, lots of minnows around. Over some rapids, very exciting. Round Eel Corner, which my brother called it that, I think, just to scare me, but it managed to actually work on him as well. I was being convinced that there were eels in the water. We were free to adventure. So I love having that sense of freedom. And while swimming is one of the few things that offers it, you don't feel contained at all by man or other people or roads or way markers. You can just sort of whirl around and do exactly what you want. And for me, it does go right back to all the freedom that I had when I was growing up. finding that simple, connected sense of being, of childlike wonder at our world, seems to be a goal in life's journey for so many of us. It's ironic that it's also our beginning.
The birthday letters, which he published very late, not long before he died, this came, and he's written in this, "Before us stands yesterday."